My name is Pre, and I'm here just to give witness to a great miracle that God has done. I had met Kathleen McCarthy 1990, and in 92 her book came out. I have the book with me. It's called What the World Needs Now. We were at a wedding together. We were talking about her book, and I told her I didn't have it, and she gave me the book, and I brought it home and put it in the drawer, and I really wanted to read it, and that was in 1992. Saw it in the drawer all the time. In 2009, my mother-in-law came to live with us. She didn't go to church, she didn't go to communion. I just thought, I went upstairs and took the book out of the drawer, and this was put in the drawer from 1992, and it is now 2009. It's 17 years later. I wanted to read it. For some reason, I just had this desire, I need to read it. So my mother-in-law came in and she kept on talking to me and wouldn't stop. And I kept on saying, Mom, I want to read the book. And she wouldn't stop. She wouldn't leave the room, she wouldn't. So I'm sure the Lord just took over and knew what he was doing. So I told her, Mom, if you're going to stay here, you can't talk, I want to read it, and what I can do, I can either read the book to you, and she turned around and said, all right, then read the book to me. So at that time, she was 95 years old. So I read the book to her. As I got to the middle of the book, she got up and went in the bathroom and was crying and throwing up, and just kept on throwing up. And I was getting up to go in to help her, but I heard the Lord, and he told me, no, do not. He said, I want you to read it louder. So I read it louder, and she continued to throw up in there and came out. But I kept reading loud, so she sat back down without me stopping. I continued to read the book and finished the whole book. At the end, she had said that she was crying because all the years she had 3 sons, and she was so sad because she never took them to church. They were raised Catholic, but she didn't go to church with them and didn't make them go. And she just felt terrible worrying about her sons. So I had said to her, Mom, would you want to go to confession and go to church? Which really surprised me. It was the Lord, how powerfully this book touched her heart. 17 years later, at 95 years old, God, it doesn't matter what age, he just waits for you. No matter what you do, no matter what sin you commit. This is how special this book was just for her. So she said she wanted to go. So next day I came back over to the house Saturday to pick her up. And she was at the top of the steps. And I said, Mom, come on, we'll go to confession. And she's, no, I can't. I'm scared. She was always scared. That's all I heard in the 40 years I was married to my husband. She was always scared, always scared. So, Mom, we're going to confession. She said, no, I don't know what happened last night. Either I saw this or I had a dream, but there was a man in the room. And I said, what did the man look like? And she said he had a black suit on, and he kept on telling me, don't listen to her. And he scared me, and I can't go. So I said to her, Mom, it's Satan. He is trying to stop you from receiving God, from going back to God. And she's like, I can't do it, I'm scared. I'm not going, I'm scared of him. So she says, but Pre, you weren't scared of him. And I said, I'm not, Mom. So she came down and we went. And when we went to confession, I went into the priest and I just told the priest first, could he help her? Because she hasn't been to confession or communion for 50 years. So I waited and she came out. She was so happy. So the next day we went to church and she received the body of Christ. And from that day forth, she never was scared again, never mentioned a word about being scared. She was happy. And she was 95 years old. At 97, she went with the Lord. So I just think it's a unbelievable miracle that 17 years this book sat in a drawer and waited for my mother-in-law. So I just thank God for Kathleen writing this book, for God using her, and never saw her scared again. Never. The fear was gone. And so was the evil one gone. When she said yes to God that day, he left her.